Hey, y'all, we're back. I'm Dr. Kanisha, pharmacist by day, reseller by night. So, we're going to do a haul from some of the 8 bags that my coworker gave me. I'm actually on the last bag, and I'm kind of glad because I think I'm ready to go back to the bins. And COVID has died down a little bit at the hospital. It's only like 7 patients, so that's really awesome. So, but what I want to talk about today, and hopefully you're not too distracted with my glasses, what the ring's showing, but I wanted to talk about some things that I think about while either thrifting or being at the bins or while I'm looking through items that were free from a family or friend. Because you're trying to decide whether you actually want to list the item. Because you're thinking like, is it worth my time? And do I feel like it? So let's give you some examples, okay? So this last bag, I still have not gone through yet. So there's gonna be some surprises in here for us both. Let's see. Sorry, I was just done shoving food in my mouth. So that's why I keep doing that weird thing with my mouth. Okay, so this is Express, size small. Okay, and so it's like a cute lace dress, long sleeves. And so it looks like it has a little sweetheart neck in the front underneath the lace, that see-through lace. So you can see the sweetheart neck in the back. And so a nice keyhole in the back. But it looks like it has a little wear, a little fuzz to it. And so, yeah, quite a bit of fuzz, I'm thinking. So I don't know if you can kind of see what that looks like up close. A little fuzz to it, maybe because it's just been in the bag for a while. So that's one of the big things is condition. I've started adding that to my listings to really just give more specificity and detail to the listing, because you really want to be able to tell the buyer, okay, what is the condition in person, because they can't feel the item or see the item up close or, touch the item with their hands. So you need to be able to say, okay, it's in good condition, or what does that actually mean? So it has quite a few washes left in it. The color's not faded. There's no fuzz. There's no peeling on. And then you're looking for, okay, is the clasp there? If they're a pair of jeans, does the zipper work? Or is there fuzz on the dress? Or the pair of jeans, are they frayed at the hem of the jeans? Or is your item missing a belt? Because I've had so many dresses where I'm like, okay, it's missing the belt, or it's missing a button, or it's snagged or stained, or has a hole in it. And especially with things that you find in the bins or at the thrift store. But these are all things that the details that you're trying to catch, so you can make sure that you let the buyer know about those items. And you can really be specific about and using a lot of keywords, right? The snags, the discoloration, the fading, all of those things, so that they really know what they're getting. So they can't say that, okay, I am not described. It's a little less difficult because they're like, well, she put it right here about where these were the flaws and these were the condition of the item. So having flaws and condition in your listing, super important. So when you're looking, be mindful of those things. So this is one item. So let's kind of just move along, because we'll go through just a few other things that I think about. So like this one, what pile am I putting this in? Am I going to list it? Or it's kind of like that show where you either like keep it and rehab it, or you list it. What is it? Love or list it, or list it or love it? Y'all know what I'm talking about. But you either keep that item and you list this item, or you you keep the item and continue loving it, or you list the item. So in reselling, it's like you decide to list it because you love it and you are like, okay, I'm digging this. This is worth it. Or you want to get rid of it and send it to the thrift. So this one, I'm worried that, because if you even have the slightest inkling that a dress could come back because they're like, okay, there's too much wear, then you probably need to not list it. And a big thing with me about Express is that you need to be cognizant of that. Does this brand actually sell well for you? And Express, I haven't had that much, I guess, just great selling of this item. So when people see it, I don't know if they're just kind of like blah, because back in the day, I used to always have a ton of Express stuff. And so did my coworker. So that's a big question too, is does this brand sell for me? And then another question is, okay, what's my actual goal ASP? Does this item fit my goal ASP? So if my ASP is $20, I need to make sure that I can make at least that on this item. Because you really have to decide, okay, is it worth my time to list? Is it worth it? Because then I spend 15 minutes taking the pictures, taking the measurements, then finally listing it, which could take 15 minutes or more to do all of that. So you have to decide, is that really worth your time if when you list it, you let it go for $7? I don't think that's really worth the time. So which means this probably, because I mean, I'm almost like, where are my glasses? Yeah, I don't know, guys. You're just gonna have to deal with the circles because I don't want to have to go through this bag twice. I'm like, it's super important to think about that too. Like, you want to do things so efficiently that you don't have to touch items twice, because doing that is frustrating. So when I'm looking at this with my glasses on now, y'all, I don't know. I still can't decide. I'm kind of indifferent towards it because it's so cute, right? I can't believe I'm still talking about this one dress. Maybe I'll throw it on the mannequin and see, because maybe some things will come to light. Maybe there's some hole or snags in there where I'm like, nah, we're going to pass that up. Riders by Lee. This is a size medium. It looks like it's just a collared, like a collared polo shirt. What did I just say? Polo shirt. In a color red. The color looks okay. It doesn't look too discolored, but I still don't think it's worth listing. So once again, okay, what's my goal ASP? Minus $20. Does this fit the bill, or is this going to sell for $8? And so some other things to think about are, you also want to make sure that whatever your item is has the tags inside. So you want to be able to tell, well, what's the brand? Because people don't usually want to buy no-name brand online. It's not very common. So you want to say, okay, is the size tag in there? Is the brand tag in there? It's pretty important. But be mindful that if the size tag is not in there, a lot of these sites, if it's a decent brand or a more well-known brand, then you could go online to look at, okay, women's or men's measurements. So you could look at the bust, you could look at the waist, the length of the pants to get an idea of what the size might be. Because then remember that whatever, you can't just put, because actually I tried that once and I'm like, it doesn't work, because you're like, okay, if I put in, check size measurements with things in your closet, the actual measurement is 35 bust, 42 waist, whatever, and you don't actually put a size, so you don't put in small, medium, large, you're like, see the details in the description. That is not basically a key word that is searchable. It's just my random verbiage. So you need to be putting in a size of small, medium, large. So if you are unable, let's say, to figure out what the size is, you probably need to throw it back and basically toss it back to the thrift. Okay, so, this is Victoria's Secret. So we're doing well, because guess what? We know that this looks like a racer back, green and black racer back bra or workout. Zips in the front there, as you can see. Okay, and is there a size in here? Looks like there is a tag in here. So it's a size medium. Oh, that's probably hard to see because it's white, but a size medium. So this one I could see listing. My coworker had tons of Victoria's Secret bras and tanks and things like that, which have sold well for me in the past. So key point, sells well for me in the past. So I need to put that in the pile of things that I do want to list and that would be worth my time. So they've easily sold for $19.99 or more. So other things, I almost wish I would have brought my little cheat sheet book. to look at. Let's see. So other things that you want to look at. We have talked about the condition. We have talked about, is it you're close to your goal ASP. We have talked about, let's see, what else? Is it worth your time to list? Is it something that normally is it a brand that sells well for you? Also, let's see. So if you are really struggling and unsure, you can always do the good old standby of going on eBay and actually looking at typing in what you need. So whatever, maybe it's because it's another Victoria's Secret pants. You can type those in, you can type leggings in, you can type a color in and size if you want to get things that are close to what you're looking for. And then you hit the filter and then you basically filter by sold items. And it'll show you all of these sold items that have sold in the last the last 3 months. So it'll give you an idea of, okay, well, how many items have sold, which items, which colors, for how much in those last 3 months. Because then that's another way of saying, okay, this would be worth me going ahead and list, or this is not worth me going ahead and list because everybody sold it for $4. That's not worth it. Off to the thrift store then. So these are pink yoga leggings. They are black, but look at the wear on these guys. They look like they have been like, they used to be black, but they now look gray. So which means, and you know, it's an often thing to have a hole in this middle area. I probably shouldn't say that word on YouTube, but it's often that you'll have a hole in that area. So be mindful of that. Or you'll have rubbing. So that's something super big with the jeans and the shorts is, so you check the zipper, check to make sure that the button is there, and then make sure like the pants still have their normal like elasticity and everything. And then you look between the legs. Is there a hole there? Is there wear from the rubbing of the thighs, which is common for women, right? But then you don't want to try to resell that. You don't even want to leave with the store with it, because I left the store with a zipper that doesn't work on a pair of dope jeans. I think they were like Hudson jeans. She had to send, it was a $35 sale. She had to send them back because the zipper was broken because I forgot to check. And then I found some other ones. I think they were, oh gosh, I can't remember the name right now. Nope, I can't remember the name. But they were worn in the middle. The jeans were worn in the middle. So all of that was like peely. So didn't work. So what else? Okay, so these, going back to the thrift store. What are these? Rue 21. Okay, a brand that probably won't sell very well online. Size medium. What is it? It is a skirt, I think. Or maybe it's a halter top. I think it's a halter top. The lies I tell, I think it's a halter top. See, but is this going to, I mean, although these items are free, so be mindful, even if the item is free, do I really want to list it and then get like listed? So all the time, let's say washing it and photographing it, measuring it, listing it, storing it, putting it into inventory for $7? I don't think so. Back to the thrift it goes. So you need to be able to make these decisions. It's so important, okay? So this is how I usually decide. And now I think we've gone through pretty much everything that I wanted to chat with you guys about. So we will finish the haul. At least I think so. Until I get back to my notebook and realize that, oh, I was supposed to say that too. Ah, well, can't win them all. Moda International, size small. What is this? It's, okay, it's a dress. It's a little mock neck, black lace dress. Okay, it's very similar. Long sleeves, very similar to that express dress. But it looks like it still has the tags, or at least has the buttons still on it. So which means she has not worn it. So, I don't know. It's also a great idea to look at the tag of what's in the item. So the kind of material. So if it has some silk, it has some cashmere, this increases the likelihood that you actually do want to list it because of that material. Because so many people, I found things that were 100% linen, man, J. Jill jackets, cardigans that were linen or silk, and those have sold primo. So let's see. J. Jill, it was a linen blazer jacket, jean, sold really well. I want to say like $20, $25. There was a, oh my gosh, Elizabeth and James. It was basically 100% wool on one side and 100% silk on the other. That one sold for $35. So really, I have sold quite a few. Let's see. I also sold, was it Ralph Lauren, I think? It might have been a Ralph Lauren. No, it was Saks Fifth Avenue. It was a black shirt. It was all linen. That sold recently too for like $25, which of course is a steal because it's Saks Fifth Avenue. But I think I received it from ThredUp in a box for about $3. So I was like, yeah, you can take it. So all of those sell really well. So keep that in mind. So you're going to the thrift store, you're going through things that your family and friends give you, you're going through the bins, keep it in mind. And then of course, really keeping in mind your ASP. And then of course, keeping in mind also, like these actually have, they're usually a small tag on the inside, and that's probably hard to see. These are Victoria's Secret leggings, but they have the year on some of these inside tags. So if you see that it's from, you know, a more recent year in the last 2 to 3 years, you might be more likely to pick that up because you're thinking, okay, it's more on trend in these last few years compared to something that said 2012 from 2012. So Victoria's Secret leggings from 2012 probably won't sell as well as a pair that came in the last 2 years, so 2019. So pre-pandemic first, pandemic. So pink yoga, size small. These are similar to the other ones because of the age, because of it looks super washed out. Maybe they were black and now they're gray. Because actually, I listed my sisters. They were new. I'm trying to think. I think they were maybe 2000. They're kind of old though. I want to say 2016. They were black yoga pants from Victoria's Secret, but brand new, size medium. Listed them. They sold, I want to say the same day or the next day for $20. And I'm thinking, I just listed those. So the year matters. Sometimes if the tag is attached, of course, that usually matters. People want something new, usually more often, right? But I guess it depends on the person. So if it's a great brand, great style, more recent year with the tags attached, you're more likely to be interested to list that item. So those pants, back into the thrift. This is Foreign Exchange. It's like a seafoam green, size medium. It's got a little sass in it. But now I'm like looking at it because I'm like looking for holes. Is it peeling? It looks like it's pretty snagged. Is it been washed too many times? Is it too worn? And yeah, there's really nothing. Yeah, so back to the thrift. This is Moda International. And see, like Moda International has quite a few items that are, like I found a few sweaters that she had that had some wool in there. So Moda International. And once again, I'm looking at the tag. So I'm like, okay, I have a brand tag. And so is there a size tag? Because that's pretty important, because then it makes you, because if you have to go and then find the size online somewhere, it's a lot of extra work. Because you're like looking around and then you're having to measure the item. Because you'll measure at some point, yes, but then you have to measure the item and, okay, well, does this match? And it's a lot when you can just have both tags, have the brand, have the size readily available when you're ready to list it. and then just be done. So this is 100% cotton, size small, but it is pretty worn. So V-neck in the front and the back with the tie there. But back to the thrift. Once again, condition is washed out, washed too many times. Not worth the time listing, because it's important to really, you audit your time and you say, okay, well, if I'm thinking that I'm making, I'll have to tell you guys about like how you assess how much you're making per hour, but it's depending on how much time we spend listing, photographing, washing, or steaming and prepping. It's based on those tasks of your business. So is this worth it? Like, will I make $20 on this? And because remember, this is consignment too. So half of this is going to my coworker. So even more to be more, it's like, that's even more where I'm like, I want to be super mindful. I don't want to waste my time on things that I should just be sending to the thrift, because I'm only getting half of the money, but I'm doing all the work. So super important too when you're doing consignment. I have no idea what this is. Express size medium. Looks like a halter. I'm like, where's the rest of this? It is like looking. It looks like it's in decent condition. It's got a little fraying on it. You can see that thing blowing in the wind there. But I think I could cut that off and it might be okay. Although this is probably only worth like, I don't even know. They probably sell it at Express for like, who knows, something insane, $35, and it'll probably only resell for, if I was able to get, shoot, $6 for this, I would be, and see, just the fact that I even said that, honey, look, to the thrift store. So I want you guys to let me know what you guys usually look at when you're in the thrift. So like, how do you make that ultimate decision about whether you will leave the item in the store or take it home with you and list it? How do you decide? Like, what are some of those factors that you're looking at? Is it, okay, what's the item made out of? Okay, what's the condition? Or so what factors dictate whether you will leave the item in the store or take it home and list it? So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you'll come back again soon. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. We out.